Hey Switch fans, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today we're looking at the top 25 JRPGs you need to play on your Nintendo Switch in 2025. JRPGs are games where you follow a story, level up characters, and fight in turn-based or action combat. Let's dive into these amazing adventures without any big spoilers. LUNAR Remastered Collection brings two classic games from the 1990s back to life on Switch. The story follows Luna heroes Alex and Hero who dream of adventure and becoming like their idol, the legendary Dragon Master Dyne. What makes these games special is how the characters actually talk and have personalities, which was rare when they first came out. The combat is turn-based where you select attacks, magic, and items from menus, but with an interesting twist. Position matters. Where your characters stand on the battlefield affects their attacks and defense. The remaster adds new voice acting, improved graphics, and quality of life features like save anywhere and fast forward. If you love charming stories about friendship and growing up with a mix of humor and serious moments, these classic JRPGs are perfect to experience for the first time or revisit on Switch.
Mega Magic Flame! Power!
Monster Hunter Rise isn't a traditional JRPG, but mixes action combat with RPG elements in an awesome way. The story is simple. You're a hunter in Kimura Village that must protect it from the Rampage, a horde of out-of-control monsters. The gameplay loop is what makes this special. Hunt monsters, collect materials from them, craft better weapons and armor, then hunt bigger monsters. What sets Rise apart is the new wirebug system that lets you zip around like Spider-Man and perform special switch skills that change how your weapons work. There are 14 different weapon types, from giant swords to musical hunting horns, each with totally different playstyles. The game shines in multiplayer where you can team up with friends to take down massive creatures together. With no levels to grind and progress tied to your gear and skill, Monster Hunter Rise delivers a satisfying action JRPG experience where you actually feel yourself getting better both as a player and as a character. Pokémon Legends. Arceus completely changes the traditional Pokémon formula by taking you back in time to when people were afraid of Pokémon. You play as one of the first Pokémon researchers, building the region's very first Pokédex. Unlike other Pokémon games, this one features open areas where wild Pokémon roam freely, and you can catch them by actually aiming and throwing Pokéballs in real time without always battling first. If you do enter battle, the combat is still turn-based but with a new twist. Faster Pokémon and moves can act multiple times before slower ones get a turn. The game focuses on completing research tasks for each Pokemon, like seeing them use certain moves or catching multiple of them, rather than just battling gym leaders. There's a crafting system where you gather materials to make items like potions and Pokeballs. While the graphics aren't amazing, the fresh gameplay makes this feel like the Pokemon adventure many fans have always wanted, one where the world feels wild and you're truly exploring and discovering Pokemon in their natural habitats. Final Fantasy XII. The Zodiac Age brings one of the most unique Final Fantasy games to Switch with major improvements. The story follows Vaughn, a street kid who gets caught up in a war between empires and a resistance movement fighting for freedom. What makes this game special is its combat system called the Gambit system. Instead of selecting every action manually, you program your characters with if-then commands like if ally HP 50% then cast Cure, or if enemy is weak to fire then cast Fire. It's like being the coach of your team instead of the player. The Zodiac job system lets each character specialize in specific roles like Knight, Black Mage, or Archer, with a license board where you unlock new abilities and equipment permissions. The game features a huge open world that you can explore without loading screens, with tons of hunts, special monster quests, and secrets to find. With speed-up options, a remastered soundtrack, and improved visuals, this version fixes the original's slow pacing issues and makes a complex but rewarding JRPG much more accessible. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster brings two beloved PlayStation classics to the Switch with beautiful updated graphics while keeping the original gameplay intact. These games tell epic stories about politics, war, and friendship, where you build and lead an army against corrupt empires. What makes Suikoden special is the 108 Stars of Destiny system. In each game, you can recruit 108 unique characters to join your cause. Some fight alongside you, others help your headquarters by opening shops, mini-games, or upgrading your equipment. Combat uses a simple turn-based system with 6 party members, more than most JRPGs, plus exciting one-on-one duels and large-scale army battles that play like rock, paper, scissors with strategy elements. The remaster adds quality-of-life features like auto battle, fast forward, and an improved inventory system. While the games are separate stories, playing them in order lets you see how your choices in the first game affect the world in the second. Fire Emblem Engage combines tactical grid-based combat with relationship building and a story about a dragon hero awakening after 1,000 years to fight returning evil. What sets this game apart is the Engage system, where your characters can summon heroes from past Fire Emblem games like Marth, Ike, and Byleth to temporarily fuse with them, gaining powerful weapons and abilities. The core gameplay happens on a grid battlefield where you move units like chess pieces, with each character having different movement ranges and attack styles. Position matters a lot. Attacking from the side or behind does more damage, and keeping similar units close provides support bonuses. Between battles, you explore your home base called the Somniel, where you can cook meals for stat boosts, work out to improve stats, care for animals, and build relationships with your army through conversations. The permadeath option, where characters who fall in battle are gone forever, can be turned off for a more relaxed experience.
I live to fight again.
Trials of Mana is a full 3D remake of a classic Super Nintendo RPG that never officially came to the West until now. The story follows your chosen main character and 2 companions on a quest to restore the mana tree and stop evil forces from unleashing destruction. What makes this game special is its incredible replay value. At the start, you choose 3 out of 6 possible heroes, and your choices completely change parts of the story you'll see and the team dynamics. Combat happens in real time, where you control one character, switching between your party members whenever you want, and use light attacks, heavy attacks, and special abilities with cooldowns. Each character can upgrade into different classes at specific levels, dramatically changing their abilities and appearance. For example, the girl Angela can become an explosive Grand Diviner or a support-focused Rune Seer. The class system creates tons of party combinations to try in different playthroughs. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Vengeance is the expanded version of a dark, post-apocalyptic JRPG where modern-day Tokyo has been destroyed and transformed into a demon-infested wasteland called Da'at. You play as a high school student who fuses with a mysterious being to become the Nahobino, a powerful half-human, half-demon entity. The core gameplay revolves around negotiating with, recruiting, and fusing demons to build your team. Instead of leveling up fixed party members, you're constantly creating stronger demons by combining ones you've collected, like Pokémon, but with mythological creatures from world religions and folklore. Combat uses the press turn system, where hitting enemy weaknesses grants extra actions, but missing or hitting resistances costs you turns, making battles feel like high-stakes puzzles. Vengeance adds a completely new alternate story route, new areas to explore, and quality of life improvements to the original game. Unicorn Overlord mixes tactical RPG battles with grand strategy elements as you lead a liberation army to reclaim your kingdom. You play as Alan, the rightful heir whose throne was stolen, building a revolutionary force by traveling across 5 nations and recruiting over 60 unique characters. The battle system is what makes this game special. Instead of controlling every unit directly, you organize your army into smaller teams that move and fight automatically based on their formation and the tactics you set. During combat, you can trigger special abilities, use items, or adjust positions, but much of your success comes from smart team building before battle. Outside of combat, you strengthen your army by liberating towns, completing quests, managing resources, and building relationships between characters through events and conversations. Compatible characters who fight together can develop bonds that unlock powerful combo attacks.
Does this suit you?
Witness the royal blade!
I am your shield.
The Legend of Heroes trails from zero with its incredible world building and character development. Set in Crossbell, a small city-state caught between 2 powerful nations, you play as Lloyd Bannings, a new detective in the Special Support section, a police division created to help citizens with various problems. While the story starts small with your team of 4 handling minor cases, it gradually builds into an epic tale of corruption, politics, and conspiracy. The turn-based combat happens on grid battlefields where positioning matters, as abilities affect different areas and moving around costs action points. What makes this game special is how alive Crossbell feels. NPCs have their own stories that develop after each story event, and talking to everyone regularly reveals an incredibly detailed world. The Orbment system lets you customize characters by slotting elemental quartz into their devices, unlocking new spells and stat boosts in countless combinations. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is a remaster of the GameCube classic that brings Mario's paper-thin adventure to Switch with updated graphics. The story follows Mario as he helps Princess Peach investigate a mysterious treasure behind a magical door in Rogueport. What makes this game special is its unique battle system. It's turn-based like most JRPGs, but with timed button presses that let you do extra damage or block attacks. The battles take place on a theater stage with an audience that reacts to your moves. If you perform well, the crowd cheers and gives you power boosts. As you explore, you'll use special paper abilities like turning sideways to slip through cracks or rolling up into a tube to cross gaps. You'll meet tons of quirky characters across unique worlds like a fighting tournament, a spooky ghost town, and a luxury train. Tactics Ogre. Reborn brings one of the most respected tactical RPGs ever made to modern systems with major improvements. The story is set in a war-torn land called Valeria, where you play as Dunan, whose choices during the complex, politically driven story will determine which of the multiple endings you'll see. The gameplay happens on grid-based battlefields where you move units and select actions from menus, with height advantages, backstabs, and elemental strengths all playing important roles. What makes this game special is the incredible depth of its class system. You'll recruit and train an army of different character types from knights and wizards to beast tamers and special unique characters. The Reborn version adds voice acting, completely rebalanced gameplay, and quality of life features like the World Tarot system that lets you rewind battles to try different strategies. The Chariot Tarot lets you fast forward through enemy turns, solving the slow pace issues of the original. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom brings Studio Ghibli's magical art style to life in an action JRPG that feels like playing through an animated movie. The story follows Evan, a young king who loses his throne and sets out to build a new kingdom where everyone can live happily ever after. Unlike most JRPGs, the combat happens in real time, where you control one character while AI controls the others. You attack with light and heavy attacks, dodge, roll away from danger, and use powerful special abilities. The unique Higgledy system gives you little elemental spirits that assist in battle with healing, attacks, and buffs. What makes this game special is its kingdom building feature. You'll build and upgrade facilities, assign citizens to different jobs, research new technologies, and manage resources. There's also a skirmish mode where you command troops in little real-time strategy battles. Live Alive is a remake of a 1994 Super Nintendo RPG that never came to the West until now, bringing its innovative multi-era storytelling to a new audience. Instead of the one big story, the game features 7 separate scenarios set in different time periods: prehistoric times, Imperial China, the Wild West, feudal Japan, the present day, the near future, and the far future. Each chapter has its own main character, unique gameplay mechanics, and distinct visual style within the HD 2D graphics engine, beautiful 3D environments with 2D pixel sprites. For example, the ninja chapter lets you choose stealth or combat approaches, while the prehistoric chapter has no dialogue and communicates through pictures. The battle system is turn-based on a grid where positioning matters. Some moves hit in straight lines, others in areas, and you can see enemies' next moves and range on a timeline. Final Fantasy 1-6 Pixel Remaster Collection brings the first 6 games in the legendary series to Switch with beautiful updated sprites, remastered music, and quality of life improvements. Each game tells a standalone story, from the Warriors of Light restoring crystals in Final Fantasy 1 to the steampunk rebellion against an evil empire in Final Fantasy 6. The battle systems evolve across the games, starting with basic turn-based combat in Final Fantasy 1 through 3, introducing the active time battle system in Final Fantasy 4, where character turns happen in real time, and culminating with Final Fantasy VI's more complex character-specific abilities. What makes this collection special is seeing how the series evolved, from job systems that let you change character classes, to the Esper system that lets any character learn magic, to iconic summons like Ifrit and Shiva. The remasters add auto battle, fast forward, and adjustable encounter rates that make the older games much more accessible. Triangle Strategy delivers a mature political story and a tactical RPG where your choices truly matter. Set in the continent of Norzelia, you play as Serenoa Wolfert, heir to a noble house caught in the conflict between 3 nations fighting over limited resources. What makes this game special is its conviction system. Throughout the story, you'll make major decisions that are voted on by your party members. You can try to persuade them to your viewpoint, but ultimately their convictions, utility, liberty, and morality determine their votes. These choices dramatically change the story, with multiple branches and endings. Battles take place on isometric grid-based maps, where positioning is crucial. Attacking from higher ground or behind enemies gives advantages, while elemental attacks can interact with the environment, like electrifying water to damage enemies standing in it. Between battles, you'll explore locations, gather information, and talk to characters to learn different perspectives on the conflict. Nier Automata brings one of gaming's most mind-bending stories to Switch in a port that runs surprisingly well. Set thousands of years in the future, you play as combat androids 2B and 9S, who fight machine life forms on behalf of humans who have fled to the moon. What makes this game special is how it blends different gameplay styles. It's primarily a fast-paced action RPG with light and heavy attacks, dodging, and special abilities, but it regularly switches to 2D platforming, bullet hell shooting, and text adventure segments. The plug-in chip system lets you customize your character by installing chips for different effects, like health health regeneration, or attack boosts. But with limited space-forcing tough choices, you can even remove your operating system chip if you want, though this has consequences. The combat feels amazing with fluid movements, air combos, and switching between weapons mid-attack. Fire Emblem, Three Houses brilliantly combines tactical battles with social sim elements as you play a professor at an officer's academy. At the start, you choose one of 3 houses to teach: the noble blue lions, the commoner friendly golden deer, or the mysterious black eagles. And your choice completely changes the story you'll experience. The game is split between 2 phases. During weekdays, you teach students, improve their skills, and build relationships through activities like sharing meals, choir practice, and tea parties. On weekends, you can explore the monastery, take on missions, or hold seminars. Then battles happen on grid-based maps where permadeath is optional but adds stakes to your decisions. What makes this game special is how your teaching affects battles. You decide how each student develops by setting their weekly lessons, potentially creating anything from heavily armored mages to bow-wielding Pegasus knights. After a time skip halfway through, the game dramatically shifts as former friends become enemies in a continent-wide war.
You never had a chance.
I can...
Super Mario RPG is a complete remake of the 1996 SNES classic that brings the original Mario role-playing game to Switch with beautiful 3D graphics. The story follows Mario as he teams up with Bowser, Princess Peach, and new characters Mallow and Geno to repair the Star Road and defeat the weapon-obsessed villain Smithy. What makes this game special is its innovative timed hit battle system. It's turn-based, but pressing buttons with perfect timing during attacks and defenses makes them more powerful. The remake adds new action commands for each character's special moves, making battles even more interactive. Outside of battles, you'll explore a colorful 3D world filled with hidden treasure boxes, timing-based platforming challenges, and quirky mini-games like minecart rides and barrel throwing. The remake preserves the original's charm and humor while adding quality-of-life features like save points before boss battles and visual indicators for timed hits. The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, also known as Trails into Reverie, is the epic conclusion to multiple story arcs in the beloved Trails series. The game features 3 separate protagonists with their own parties and storylines: Rian Schwarzer from Cold Steel, Lloyd Bannings from the Crossbell games, and a mysterious masked figure called C with his own agenda. What makes this game special is the Crossroads system that lets you freely switch between these 3 stories at any time, seeing the same events from different perspectives. The turn-based combat builds on previous games with the addition of the United Front system, where characters can team up for powerful combination attacks based on their relationships. The True Reverie Corridor Dungeon lets you create dream teams of characters from across different arcs who never met in the main story. While newcomers can still enjoy the gameplay, this title works best for those who've played previous Trails games, as it connects storylines from multiple series while setting up future adventures.
Brace yourself!
Octopath Traveler II improves on everything that made the first game special with its beautiful HD 2D art style that mixes pixel characters with stunning 3D environments. The game follows 8 different characters, each with their own complete story, from a warrior seeking revenge to a scholar studying ancient ruins. You can start with any character and recruit the others in any order you want. What makes this game special is the path action system. Each character has unique abilities they can use in towns, like the thief's stealing items, the merchant buying rare gear, or the dancer charming NPCs for information. The turn-based combat revolves around discovering enemy weaknesses and using boost points that build up each turn to power up attacks. The sequel adds a day-night cycle where characters have different path actions depending on the time, and a new latent power system that gives each character a special ability when their gauge fills.
Here I come. Allow me.
What's our plan of attack?
Persona 5 Royal brings one of the most stylish JRPGs ever made to Switch with all DLC included. You play as a high school student who discovers the ability to enter the metaverse, a world created by people's distorted desires. By day, you live a normal student life, going to class, working part-time jobs, hanging out with friends, and studying for exams. By night, you and your friends become the Phantom Thieves, entering palaces, dungeons based on someone's twisted desires, to steal their heart and make them confess their crimes. What makes this game special is the social link system. Building relationships with friends and allies not only reveals their personal stories, but also gives you gameplay advantages like new abilities and stronger personas, creatures you summon in battle. The turn-based combat focuses on hitting enemy weaknesses to get extra turns and performing devastating all-out attacks.
Go down!
Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition brings the Wii U's most ambitious open-world JRPG to Switch with improved graphics and quality-of-life features. The story follows survivors of Earth after our planet is destroyed in an alien war, with your custom character waking up on the planet Mira with no memories. You join Blade, an organization working to find a missing part of your colony ship while exploring the massive alien world. What makes this game special is its truly open-world design. You can go almost anywhere you see from the beginning if you're skilled enough to survive, with 5 enormous continents filled with creatures of all sizes, from tiny bugs to skyscraper-sized monsters wandering freely. The real-time combat system has you positioning your character to use art special attacks with cooldowns while your AI teammates follow your battle strategy.
Open fire! Follow me!
Target in sight! Shadow strike!
Assault hammer!
Nice! Move in and do some damage!
Flame grenade!
Dragon Quest XI S brings classic JRPG comfort food to perfection with its polished traditional gameplay and charming story. You play as the Luminary, a chosen hero marked by a mysterious symbol who must gather allies and save the world from a rising evil. What makes this game special is how it takes familiar JRPG elements, turn-based battles, equipment upgrades, skill trees, and executes them flawlessly with modern quality-of-life features. The combat system is simple to learn, but has depth through the PEP system where characters enter powered-up states during battle, enabling special combo attacks. The S version adds the ability to switch between modern 3D graphics and a 16-bit mode that looks like a Super Nintendo game, plus a fully orchestrated soundtrack. The character creator lets you build your hero, though they remain silent throughout, and the colorful cast of party members each have their own backstories to discover.
Go on! You can do it!
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes our top spot by masterfully combining the best elements of previous games with a more emotionally mature story. Set in the world of Ionios, you follow Noah and Mio, soldiers from opposite sides of an eternal war where people live only 10 years, fighting constantly to fill their life clocks by defeating enemies. When 6 soldiers from opposing nations encounter a mysterious figure, they join forces and discover shocking truths about their world. What makes this game special is its battle system. It's real-time with auto attacks, but you position characters and activate art special moves when they charge. The class system lets any character learn any role: attacker, defender, healer, borrowing skills from heroes you meet. The Ouroboros system lets 2 characters fuse into a powerful mecha form with its own abilities. The massive open world is filled with unique monsters, breathtaking vistas, and hidden areas to discover without the overwhelming collectibles of previous games. And there you have it, the top 25 JRPGs you absolutely need to play on your Nintendo Switch in 2025. Each one offers something special, whether you're looking for classic turn-based battles or more action-oriented combat. Which of these games are you most excited to try? Let me know in the comments. And if you think I missed any great JRPGs, share those too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more Nintendo Switch content from SwitchTop. Until next time.